The Arizona Senate race is heating up, but the heat isn't just coming from the desert sun. Democratic candidate Ruben Gallego is facing scrutiny over a very personal matter: his 2017 divorce from Phoenix Mayor Kate Gallego. The couple's divorce records, previously sealed, have been thrust into the public eye, thanks to a lawsuit by the conservative Washington Free Beacon. This development has put Gallego's personal life under a microscope, something he likely hoped to avoid during his campaign. His opponent, Republican Kari Lake, has seized on the divorce, attempting to paint Gallego as unfit for office. But do the records actually contain any bombshells? The answer, at least so far, seems to be no. The judge who oversaw the Gallego divorce even described the case as garden variety. The records don't reveal any shocking allegations of wrongdoing. Instead, they depict a relatively standard divorce, with the couple citing irreconcilable differences as the reason for their split. The records highlight their commitment to co-parenting their son and don't include any accusations of abuse or infidelity. So why are these records making headlines? The answer lies in the increasingly personal nature of political campaigns and the willingness of some actors to exploit private matters for political gain. The unsealing of the Gallego divorce records raises important questions about privacy, media ethics, and the lengths to which some will go to influence an election. Ruben and Kate Gallego's divorce played out like many others, with its share of challenges and ultimately a resolution focused on the well-being of their son. Court documents paint a picture of a marriage strained by the demands of public service and the invisible wounds of war. Ruben, a Marine Corps veteran who served in Iraq, has been open about his struggles with PTSD. The stress of combat, coupled with the pressures of their respective political careers, undoubtedly took a toll on the couple's relationship. While the specifics remain private, it's clear that Ruben's PTSD played a role in the breakdown of the marriage. This revelation sheds light on the often hidden costs of military service and the challenges faced by veterans returning home. Despite the difficulties they faced, both Ruben and Kate were committed to finding a workable solution for their family. They agreed to joint custody of their son, prioritizing his well-being above all else. The divorce records reflect a couple determined to navigate a difficult situation with as much grace and dignity as possible. The Gallego story is a reminder that even in the public eye, personal struggles are often fought behind closed doors. It's a testament to their strength and resilience that they were able to reach an amicable resolution and prioritize their son's best interests. Kari Lake, Gallego's Republican opponent, wasted no time in weaponizing the unsealed divorce records. Despite the lack of scandalous revelations, Lake has repeatedly insinuated that the documents contain damaging information about Gallego's character. She has labeled him a deadbeat dad and accused him of neglecting his responsibilities, all without providing any evidence to support these claims. Lake's strategy is a familiar one in today's political climate: leverage personal attacks and sow doubt in the minds of voters, even if it means distorting the truth. This approach aims to distract from substantive policy debates and capitalize on voters' emotions, rather than engaging in thoughtful discourse. However, Lake's tactics risk backfiring. By making baseless accusations and exploiting a sensitive personal matter, she may alienate voters who see through her attempts to smear her opponent. The Gallegos' unified front and their refutation of Lake's claims further undermine her narrative. The situation highlights the dangers of a political arena increasingly dominated by personal attacks and mudslinging, when candidates prioritize character assassination over policy discussions. It undermines the integrity of our democracy and leaves voters with a distorted view of the choices before them. Section 4. The Washington Free Beacon: Watchdog Journalism or Political Weapon. The unsealing of the Gallego divorce records wouldn't have been possible without the efforts of the Washington Free Beacon, a conservative media outlet. The organization filed a lawsuit to access the sealed documents, arguing that they were a matter of public interest. This move has ignited a debate about the role of media organizations in political campaigns and whether they should be allowed to weaponize personal information. The Free Beacon defends its actions, claiming that voters have a right to know about the personal lives of those seeking office. They argue that their pursuit of the divorce records was an act of investigative journalism, shining a light on potentially relevant information. However, critics accuse the organization of having a clear political agenda, aiming to damage Gallegos' campaign with salacious details rather than genuine journalistic inquiry. The Free Beacon's actions raise valid concerns about the boundaries of press freedom and the potential for abuse. While transparency is undoubtedly important, it's crucial to consider whether the public's right to know outweighs an individual's right to privacy, especially when it concerns personal matters unrelated to their professional conduct. The unsealing of the Gallego divorce records serves as a cautionary tale about the power of media outlets and the importance of responsible journalism. When personal information is weaponized for political gain, it undermines public trust and erodes the foundations of a healthy democracy. Section 5. The Gallegos respond, a unified front amidst personal turmoil. In the face of Lake's accusations and the media firestorm surrounding their divorce, Ruben and Kate Gallego have presented a united front. Both have condemned Lake's exploitation of their personal life for political gain, calling out her tactics as desperate and harmful. They have emphasized their commitment to co-parenting their son and shielding him from the political fray. Their joint response is a powerful rebuke of Lake's attempts to paint Ruben as unfit for office. By standing together, they present a picture of two parents dedicated to their son's well-being, despite the challenges they've faced as a couple. This unified front undercuts Lake's narrative and demonstrates their strength and resilience. Furthermore, Kate Gallego has publicly defended Ruben's character, stating that he is a good father and a dedicated public servant. Her unwavering support carries significant weight, given their shared history and her own prominent role in Arizona politics. Her defense of Ruben adds a layer of complexity to the situation, challenging the simplistic narrative Lake is attempting to construct. The Gallegos' response highlights the importance of family, even amidst the often brutal realities of political campaigns. Their commitment to protecting their son and supporting each other speaks volumes about their character and their priorities. Section 6. The divorce factor. Will it make or break Gallegos' Senate bid? The unsealing of Ruben Gallego's divorce records and the ensuing controversy have undoubtedly thrown a wrench into his Senate campaign. The question now is whether this very personal matter will ultimately help or hurt his chances of winning the election. Will voters be swayed by Lake's accusations, or will they see through her attempts to exploit a private matter for political gain? On the one hand, the controversy could damage Gallegos' image, particularly among voters who prioritize family values or who are already skeptical of his candidacy. The constant headlines and Lake's relentless attacks could chip away at his support, creating an opening for her to capitalize on. On the other hand, the entire episode could backfire on Lake. Her decision to dredge up a personal matter and make unsubstantiated accusations could be perceived as a desperate attempt to smear her opponent. This could alienate moderate voters who are turned off by negativity and personal attacks. Ultimately, the impact of the divorce controversy on Gallegos' campaign remains to be seen. It will depend on a variety of factors, including how effectively Gallego and his campaign are able to control the narrative, whether Lake's attacks resonate with voters, and whether other issues emerge that overshadow this controversy. One thing is certain, the Arizona Senate race just got a lot more interesting.